Hi, my name is Harley Riddle. I'm a cut man for the Kansas City area. I've been doing this for a long time. 10 years in this area, 4 years before that. I'm here with Rudy. We're going to work on hand wraps. One of the big questions that happens with all styles of hand wrapping, whether it be boxing, MMA, even bare knuckle, is what is the safest, best way to do it? The thing you need to consider is all hands are different. You have a hand like Rudy's who's small, compact, with a thick wrist, may be different than a female fighter who has longer fingers and narrower wrist and a deeper webbing in the fingers. All this stuff is stuff you have to consider when wrapping a hand. What we're going to do right now, we're going to work on an MMA wrap with a thumb wrap. Now, a lot of people decide they do not want their thumb wrapped because they think it's going to take away from their effective grappling, and I'm going to show you that that's not the case at all. Okay, first thing we do is we always check the hand to make sure there's no broken bones already, no pain. You have any pain, Rudy, at all?
I do not.
Okay, and if you notice, I rub in the hand, sort of getting it warmed up, if you will. Sweaty is good because it helps the gauze hold on. I also go up and I'll grab the forearm and I'll squeeze like this. This helps to relax the muscles, gets them ready. Take our old school gauze and we'll say, okay, I want you to open your hand wide. Okay. Make a fist. Now, if you notice, I'm tucking the gauze right here. Open. All right. Now, if done properly, when you do that, it will hold and you won't have to put any tape on the skin. When I begin wrapping toward the thumb initially. Now I say initially because we're going to flip directions and make it easier to protect the bones. We're going across the wrist. Now we're coming catty corner between the thumb and first finger. Across the knuckles, across the meat right here. Then back under the thumb, wrap around, come back under the wrist one more time, come around here. Now, I've prepared a knuckle pad using the old school gauze. You wrap it into a 4x4 sized pad. Now this will fit across his hand properly. If you have a wider hand, you want to measure it out and wrap it that accordingly. Now we lay it across the knuckles, wrap once across the knuckles, capturing it. Then we roll back again to capture it again. Now, here's the fun part. When you roll it, you don't want to take it all the way up here because if you do, you will expose the knuckles and it will not be an effective wrap. You want to keep the knuckles covered almost all the way down to the first knuckle of the finger. Wrap around for the capture right there. Wrap around to catch the front. Tuck the front lep under. You want to keep it snug but not too tight. And as you see, it's creating layers. Now don't worry about this part back here looking like it's loose because that actually is creating a little bit of space for when we tighten it up later. As we come around the thumb, we're reversing directions. To the wrist, around, to the thumb, around. And always remember, if the fighter keeps their hand like this, that's as wide as they're going to open it. They won't be able to open it any wider. You keep it as wide as possible because if you do that, then they'll be able to grab later on. So as you see, we're wrapping here, going around the knuckles, back up to the wrist, around again, to the thumb, coming back around here. How's that feel so far?
Feels great.
Okay. Now, as you wrap, and you keep the thumb in mind, don't do too much on the thumb because if you do, it will choke it. You want to make sure you get enough to capture it, to keep everything secure in place. And as you wrap to end it, you wrap up away from the thumb. Now from here is where we would cut off any excess if we did not want to use the rest of the wrap. I wouldn't recommend doing that. That takes some practice. Okay, so now it's encased in gauze. You're not done. You're only halfway there. All right, make a fist. You see, I'm telling them to make a fist to help the gauze form to the actual body itself. Open, make a fist, open, make a fist. Now from here, the tape rolls away from the thumb. You wrap it gently around the wrist at this point. Just remember, if you wrap it too tight on the bottom, it will strangle the hand. You will lose circulation. Open. Now from here, under where you stop the tape is before the meat of the hand, right before the meat. And as it's open, you come around the thumb, back around the wrist one more time. Once more around the thumb, back to the wrist. Okay, now from here we're going to flip it over. You'll notice the palm is partially exposed right now. Turn down. See, it's only a little bit exposed. When we're done, the entire palm will be exposed, which is exactly what you want for MMA to ensure you can get good grappling, full punches, and safety of all the bones in the hand. Okay, we're going to take this excess, we're going to pull it up toward where the knuckle bar will be. Now we have our 1/2-inch title tape. We take it in the middle fingers here, right between the second and third finger, between the middle finger, and the ring finger. Now when you pull it up, pinch it together to where all the adhesive is taken. You take the gauze, push it between the fingers a little bit, make a fist. Now from here, many trainers will tell them to turn it over and they will press it down this way. The idea behind this is to have the tape follow the canal between the knuckles to keep these bones straight. Turn it back over, open. Then we go between the first and second. Pinch again. Wait, there you go. Make a fist. The way I do it is I will watch it through the canal and down through the finger, around the wrist, making sure it grabs. Open. Next one. Don't be afraid to take your finger and pull it under here, manipulate the hand, because it's going to help the fighter in the long run. Pinch the adhesive together, push the gauze through, make a fist, bring it around, and stop. Keep the fist right there. Now, right now, if you start moving around, it's going to knock the knuckle tape loose. So take a piece of your title tape and anchor it right there. Okay, so far, this is where we're at. We've got the wrist supported partially, the thumb supported partially, and the isolation of the knuckles. Now we're going to finish off the cast. You take the first strand, attach it here, bring it, make a fist, bringing it across the knuckles. Now remember, in most states, you have to be 1 inch off the knuckles with no tape. You can have gauze but no tape. So the easiest way to do it is to put a finger right here and bring it across. You want to snug it down and pop it loose. Now, one thing you should notice, when I pulled this gauze up, I freed up this part of the hand. The hand, as it make a fist, expands right here. That meat pops out, and that's where strangulation takes place of a hand. That and on the thumb. Okay, open. You're looking at the structure now of the tape itself and the hand. Anchor it, make a fist, bring it across, That's your next layer. Keep the fist right there. From there, you work your way down, making sure you connect tape to tape and overlap each strip. Now I know what you're thinking. There's a big skirt down here. I'll explain in a minute. I know that's what Rudy's thinking here too. Okay, now we're going to finish off the wrap. We're going to go back the other direction. And how we're going to do that, we wrap it around and across the top right here. You can go as tight as you want on the top of the hand. Over, open. You bring this across, you lay it down across the knuckle pad and tuck it under right here, creating a seal. Turn it over, make a fist. Nice and tight across the top, open. Again, we're tucking it under. This is keeping the hand enclosed, nice and safe. Make a fist. Now this is the part that's a little tricky. We're going to take it across and go around the thumb, open. And as we come across, we take it in reverse direction. Make a fist. And around once, and you stop. Now the reason you keep them with a fist, keep like that, because when he opens it, it snugs. That way it will be no tighter than what he can actually handle. Because if you make it tight and then he tries to make a fist, he won't be able to. Make a fist. Now we're going to pull this down across here. Now, I don't know if you are fans of MMA, but one of the wonderful problems that wraps have sometimes is the gauze will come unraveled and be flying like a little flag outside of the ring, or even worse, inside a fight, and they have to stop the fight and cut it off. This prevents that. It creates a sock effect that keeps the gauze controlled and the tape off the skin. Turn it over. Now, if it's done properly, turn it over. This right here will stop at the meat. Don't be afraid to trim it down, because sometimes the circulation, the way it acts in the hand, open, can affect, you know, how it feels for the fighter. How's it feel so far?
That's great.
Make a fist. Now what I do is from here, I'll smack the top of it. Two reasons. One, it finishes forming the gauze on the knuckles. Two, it gives the fighter a feeling of what to expect. See, this is like a cast, nice and solid. A good hard packing, open. Palm is wide open. This creates a knuckle bar to grab my arm. Hold on tight. He has a full grip. And this wrap is ready to go. Thumb is not losing circulation, fingers are not losing circulation, knuckles are protected, wrist is supported. That is your basic MMA hand wrap.